Hello, Greenwin group. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Sari, and I'm going to take you through a yoga flow today. For the theme that we're going to do today is to continue on with celebrating the month of February as a month of giving and receiving more love. So we're going to focus this practice centered around the heart chakra. And the chakra is, you can think of it as an energetic wheel. That according to the Indian energetic system, we have 7 of them along the spine, from the top of our head right down to the base of our spine. And so today we're going to focus on the heart chakra. And you can think of a wheel spinning when our energy is really frenetic. And then you can think of the wheels spinning and slowing down when we are feeling like we are holding back, when we are stagnant in our life. And so the goal for today's practice is to really find some balance and to unlock anything that we are holding here in our heart, or perhaps give our heart some energy. So let's start on our backs today. In terms of props, all you're going to need is a blanket or a towel and 2 blocks, or if you have 2 books, 2 hardcover books hanging around, please use those as well. So let's meet on our backs. And we're going to start with our knees bent. And we're going to place our arms in a cactus formation, or the goalposts. And so our arms are each in 90-degree angles. And we're just going to walk our feet out, so our feet just feel the perimeters of the mat. And we're just going to take a moment to draw the knees towards each other. And hopefully that opens up some space in your low back. And we'll take just a moment to ground, so you can close your eyes here whenever you feel ready, and allow your body to just arrive. Just by feeling your feet on the floor, the pelvis being supported by the earth, and the back of the head just being held. Allow your mind to catch up with a beautiful invitation of the present moment. So our thoughts, our ongoing thoughts, are totally normal and natural. And when you find that your thoughts are pulling you into the past or pulling you into the future, you can just invite yourself here with a real kind, compassionate, and loving invitation. As you settle your body a little bit more, just begin to come into your breath. And you can feel that this breath is helping us to unlock anything that we're holding here in the heart. Any walls that we have around the heart that we've built up to protect ourselves. Or perhaps we need more energy here in our heart. So notice how our breath could be an expression of exactly the state of our heart. Just how we're feeling here in this moment. Take one more breath here. Keeping the eyes closed, bring your left palm flat onto your heart, and then your right palm on top. And allow yourself to form an intention for your practice today. So what I mean by that is any feeling that you would like to generate within you. And perhaps that is more love or some kind of expression of love. Whatever that is, feel it and hold it close and just breathe into it. Eyes open. And then bring those arms back into that goalpost formation. You're going to take the knees apart, walk the feet in a little bit more. We're going to take a very deep breath here. And then exhale, just settle. Start to spread through the toes here. Your feet are about hips distance apart. You can even walk the heels back a little closer to your sitting bones. And then on that next inhale, you're just going to start to lift the hips and the chest up any amount. And then exhale, just lower the hips all the way back down. Let's do that one more time before we start to add the arms. So inhale, lift the hips and chest up any amount, starting to use your glutes and your hamstrings, the backs of your legs, backs of the hip. And then exhale, lower. Let's start to add the arms in sync. So as the hips and the chest lift, so do the arms. Reach the fingertips up and over the head. And then exhale, simultaneously the elbows bend back to that goalpost and the hips land. A few more times. So again, inhale, fingertips moving towards each other as the arms start to straighten and the hips and chest lift. Exhale, rebend the elbows back to that cactus formation as the hips land. One more time. Arms start to reach up. So do the hips. So does the chest. And then exhale, slowly drop down. Good. This time arms come down by your side and you're just going to knock the knees side to side. That's it. We're going to start by opening up the hip flexors. So we've all probably been sitting down more than we want to, more than we've liked. Let both knees fall to the left and then reach both arms straight up and over the head again. So we're focusing a little bit more here on that right hip flexor. My feet are pretty loose. Take a deep breath here. If you'd like to intensify the stretch, you can place the outer edge of that left foot onto the right thigh. Take 2 more breaths here. It just acts like a weight to open up that right hip flexor a little bit more. 1 more breath. And then exhale. Release the arms, release the left foot, and then again, just come back to those windshield wipers. Left to right, nice and easy. Choose a pace that works for you. And then next time your knees are headed to the right, allow them to fall. Pick up the right foot. Outer edge of the right foot on the left thigh. Arms reach up and over the head. Stretch them a little straighter. That's it. So if you feel any discomfort in your low back, just release the right foot from the top of the left thigh. Or you can come back to that neutral position with the knees up. But we're going to stay here for another 2 breaths, just opening up through the front of the body. Breathing deeply into the center of the chest, into the center of the belly. And right where you feel this, wherever that is for you. Last breath. And then slowly release. Knees come back up. Pull them into the chest. Give yourself a real loving hug. And then we're just going to rock up and down a few times on the spine to get some momentum to roll all the way up to sit. So cross your legs. You can bring your left shin in front of your right shin. If it's challenging for you to sit in a comfortable cross-legged position, you can elevate your hips onto a blanket. And so we're just going to open up the chest a little bit more. And we're just going to start by reaching those arms straight out to the side. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, reach them out a little bit further. Good. And then inhale, reach the palms all the way up overhead. Let the palms touch. And then exhale, come back into those goalpost arms. Good. We're going to take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, pull those elbows in towards the sides of the body. And as you do so, you'll feel your chest lift up even more as the shoulders draw back. And then see if you can bring your head back a little. That's it. But my chest keeps reaching forward. Very nice. And then exhale from here. I want you to round the back as you press your palms forward, chin to the chest. Do that again. Elbows bend back. The elbows come right into the sides of the body. Beautiful. Chest forward, head back, and then round through the back, chin to the chest. One more time like that. I'm going to go give you a side view. So from here, I'm going to lift through the chest. My elbows pull back into the sides of my body. My head pulls back. And then exhale, round through the back. Good. And then slowly lift up, long spine. Come on over, hands and knees. We're going to do that same extension and flexion through the spine, but we're going to be here with our palms under the shoulders and our knees under the hips. So as you inhale, look forward. You can arch the back. All right, my back of my head's lifting up to the ceiling. My chest goes forward, and then I'm going to round through the back, chin into the chest. 2 more like that. Heart center moves forward. Back of my head is pressing up towards the ceiling as I push through my palms. Exhale, round through the back. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, heart bright. So I'm reaching the center of my chest forward. And then exhale, round through the back. Let's curl the toes under. Take a deep breath in, spread through the fingers. And from here, we're going to go into a downward facing dog. So really spread through the web of your hands. I like to spin my hands out ever so slightly and press a little bit more of my weight into my index fingers and thumbs. I find that that really helps to open up my shoulders away from my ears. You can keep a slight bend into the knees to lengthen out through the spine. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale. Let it go softly. From here, let's roll forward to a plank. We're going to drop the knees right away. Bend your elbows and lower all the way down onto the belly. So I'm going to keep my palms under my shoulders. I'm going to take a deep breath here. And I'm just going to float my palms an inch from the mat. It's the same action that we did when we were seated. We're hugging those elbows in towards the sides of the body. And then as I exhale, I'm going to extend my fingertips back towards my toes. My arms are floating. And then I'm going to float my thighs, my feet, and my knees. Feel your thigh bones roll in. Keep lifting the chest. Keep your legs up. Rebend the elbows. Your palms are under the shoulders. And then lower it all down. Lots of back body strengthening work. Inhale, we're going to roll the shoulders up and back and just lift the chest up a few inches, calling this cobra into our practice. Good. Exhale and lower. Curl the back toes under. Find your downward facing dog. Let's take a very deep breath here in through the nose. And exhale. Start to walk your feet all the way up to your hands. And as the feet approach the top of the mat, you're going to bring your hands to the shins, lift the chest up halfway, heart center is reaching, and then exhale, bend the knees here as you fold your upper body in to meet your lower body. Let's do that again. Inhale, send your chest away from your legs as your palms press into the shins. Bend the knees here to release your hamstrings and low back. Fold your chest into the legs. Now, push your feet down to the mat. Keep a bend in the knees. Roll it all the way up to stand. Very nice. Take a few shoulder rolls back. Nice and easy, just like this. A few shoulder rolls forward. Good. And then we'll just meet at the top of the mat with the palms back into the heart center. Just revisiting your intention for the practice, that which you want to feel, that which you want to generate within. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, arms come down by our sides. Let's inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Little bend in the knees. Exhale, let's fold your upper body all the way over the lower body. Inhale, hands to the shins, lengthen the chest. Press your palms down, step your right foot back, then your left foot right into your plank pose. Dropping your knees, sending your chest forward and lowering down. We're going to do that same cobra variation. So elbows hug in, toes point back. Inhale, lift the palms up, let them hover. You feel your back body working. And then exhale, as the hands reach back towards the toes, it cues the legs to lift. Inhale, rebend the elbows, palms forward. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Open up the chest. And then exhale, release. Let's curl the toes under. Hips just tap back onto the heels. And then find your downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale here. Let's lift the right leg up to the sky. Let's keep it straight for this round. And then bring your right foot up to land between the hands. From here, your back knee is going to come down. Now, if you have a sensitive back knee, in this case, it's our left knee, you can always fold the mat underneath the knee or take a blanket under there for support. Start to walk your hands up your right thigh. Now, notice my low lunge is not so stretchy, right? My right foot's not so far forward. My right ankle is under my right knee. And my left knee's under my left hip. So I'm in 90 degree angles with my legs. From here, we're gonna reach the arms up, find the goal post again, okay? Starting to get the hang of this, right? Take a deep breath in. Exhale from here, elbows hug into the sides of the body. Take a deep breath in. So I'm pulling my arms back, just like we do in Cobra. And then exhale, I want you to round through the back, chin to the chest. You're gonna feel a deep opening here in this left hip flexor. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift and pull back. Exhale, round through the back, press. 1 more exactly like that. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Inhale, pull the palms back and reach the arms up. Good. Exhale, hands come down. They're going to frame the right foot. Let's lift the back knee here. And we're going to take a twisted lunge. Left palm down, right arm is up. The right chest starts to open. You can always take a block underneath the hand. You can always release the back knee. You decide on a variation that feels good for you. We're here for 2 more breaths. Breathe in. And out. Remember, the intention of the practice is to open up through the heart. That's what all the poses are centered around. Last inhale. And exhale. Right hand down. From here, you're going to step all the way back to our downward dog. Come forward to a plank pose. Drop the knees. Send the chest down. Just 1 cobra this round. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back. Reach back through the toes. Exhale and lower. Curl the toes under. Move through a child's pose all the way back to a downward dog. Let's stay here for a full breath. And exhale. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Lightly step your left foot up between the hands. Right knee comes down. Again, take support underneath the knee if necessary. Start to walk your hands up the left thigh. Find the 90-90 in those legs. Okay, let's inhale, arms up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, goal post. So I'm lifting my chest and then I'm going to start to pull those elbows in. So I'm not letting my ribs flare out so much, right? The lift is in the chest. So notice I haven't said ribs. It's just chest that lifts. Good, so elbows hug in, head pulls back. Exhale with the back toes curled under, you're rounding through the back, chin to chest. Good, inhale, lift up, elbows pull back. Exhale, round through the back. We're opening up through the front of the body. It's not just the heart. Good. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Arms up. Exhale, hands come down. They frame the left foot. With the back toes continue to stay curled under, lift your back knee. Find this twisted lunge. So remember, the back knee can stay down. You can take props underneath that right palm if you'd like. But again, open up the chest, right? We are unlocking so we can feel and give and receive more love, because that's what this world needs. Let's stay here for another breath. Exhale, left palm down. Find your downward dog. Come forward to a plank. Drop the knees, send the chest forward, find your belly. So as you point your toes back, take a deep breath in, just lift and hover the palms. Good. As you exhale, fingertips reach back, a cue for your legs to lift. That's it. Legs stay lifted, bend the elbows, let the palms hover, and then everything releases. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, release. Curl the toes under. Let's send the hips back to our downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here together. Really pressing into the palms. Feel any tension around the front of the heart, the back of the heart. Just release. 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Okay. Start to walk your hands back to your toes. Good. Hands to shins. Inhale, look up. Exhale, you're going to slowly let your whole belly drape over your thighs. And you can take your ankles with your hands, just pull everything in. Just let your whole upper body drape over the lower body. The crown of the head get heavy. 1 more breath here. Good. Fingertips come down. You're going to inhale, lift the chest up halfway. And as you exhale, you're going to spin your toes out, squat. That's it. So my chest is going to go through my legs. I'm going to reach my fingertips towards the front of my mat. And then one by one, vertebra by vertebra, I'm going to lengthen out through my spine, bring my palms together. Thumbs right into the heart center. You can close your eyes if you like. Now, if in your squat your heels are lifted, don't worry about it. You can always take a blanket underneath your heels so you feel steady. Take 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Let the heart shine. Fingertips down, re-straighten the legs, spin the toes in. If you have a prop, move it off to the side, and let's find our downward dog again. Take a deep breath here, and exhale. Inhale, we're gonna lift up to the tippy toes, bend the knees, look right between the hands, lightly hop to the top of the mat. Bring your hands to the shins as you look up to lengthen the chest. And then exhale, fold into the legs. From here, lift all the way up to stand. And then bring your thumbs right in to the heart space. Arms come down by your side. Before we do 1 more round of a standing sequence, make sure that you have a block or 2 handy at the top of the mat in case you need them. Okay, let's inhale, reach the arms up. Little bend in the knees, and then exhale, fold all the way over the legs. Inhale, as you lift the chest up halfway, you can bring your hands to the shins, or maybe you keep the fingertips down. Look forward. Let's step our left foot back, then our right foot back. We're going into our downward facing dog. Good. We're going to inhale the right leg up to the sky, but this time I want you to bend your right knee. You can let your left heel drop, taking a little bit of a twist. So as my right knee lifts, I'm going to look under my left armpit. Yeah, my heart sinks a little bit between my arms, so pull the chest back. That's it. One more breath. Good. Inhale, look between your hands. Step your right foot up. Take a deep breath here. And exhale. You're going to spin your left heel in and down. Lift the arms all the way up. We call this warrior one. Find your goalpost arms. Take a breath. Now, for warrior one, make sure your right foot's on the right side of the mat, left foot's on the left side of the mat. So your hips have an opportunity just to open up and find some space. Your back heel is down. If it doesn't feel good on the back knee, then you can just lift that left heel. From your goalpost, take a deep breath in, lift the chest, elbows pull in, exhale, round through the back. Good, 2 more like that. Inhale, that's just like that cobra. Exhale, round through the back, push through that left heel. 1 more, inhale, good. Exhale, round through the back. I know you guys feel it in that left hip flexor. Good, inhale, pull back, arms up. And then exhale, hands come down. They're gonna frame the right foot. Lift your left knee, bring your left knee down to the mat. Bring both hands to the inside of that right foot. From here, you can release your back toes. Now, if this is too much pressure on that left knee, you can just take a blanket underneath it for some support. Some of you might stay here, some of you might come onto your forearms. Now, to make it a little more accessible, you can take your right foot, spin it out to the right at a 45-degree angle, and maybe open up to the outer edge of that right foot. We call it the knife edge of the foot. And it just gives our hips a little bit more space to open up. That's it. Yeah, for some of us, for most of us, this is a more uncomfortable pose to hold. Yeah. We carry so much of our emotions in our hips, right? We think that we just feel everything here. But our emotion, you can think of our hips as like a vault to all that happens to us in our life. And that's where we store a lot of our emotions and things that happen to us. Take a very deep breath here. Good. Exhale. Now, options. If you're down here on your forearms, you can start to bend your back knee and maybe reach around, grab hold of the left foot. Alternatively, you can stay lifted here on the left palm and then maybe reach back. If you can't reach that left foot, you can just bring your right hand to the right thigh, press it away from you. That's it. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Breathe in and out and in and out. Hopefully you have a new set of hips now. So fingertips come back in. Let's curl the back toes under. Let's slide all the way back to our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale. 1 more breath. Good job. Okay. So you're going to step your left foot forward. I'm actually just going to turn this way so you can see. Because we warmed up our left quad for this next exercise. So we're going to step our left foot forward. Take a deep breath here. I'm going to reach my left hand out just in front of my left toes, either on a block or a book, or just reach it to the floor. I'm going to shift the weight into that left foot. I'm going to pick up my right leg. I'm going to flex my foot and I'm going to bring my right arm up. So we call this half moon pose. And so this is where we start. And since today is all about opening up the heart chakra, we're going to start to bend the right knee. And again, you just might stay here. Otherwise, maybe you reach around and grab the top of the right foot and send the heart forward. That's it. 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Good. Come back to the half moon. Right hand down. Square the hips off. Come all the way back to that low lunge. Right knee comes down. Left knee comes back to meet it. From here, in between that standing sequence, we're going to lower our foreheads down to the mat. So walk your hands out. You want to keep your hips over the knees. If this is too much to keep the arms lifted, drop the forearms and then let your heart center melt. So this is a play on child's pose. Instead of our hips back over the heels, our hips are forward over the knees. And then our heart melts to where it feels good for us. Let's stay here another 2 breaths. Good. And then slowly walk your hands all the way back. Your hips are just sitting quietly over the heels. 1 palm into the other. Close the eyes for a moment. Just feel. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Okay, let's finish the sequence. So you're going to crawl all the way back to hands and knees, curl the toes under, and find your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, let's lift the left leg up, bend your left knee, and just find that twist. So with my left knee lifting, I'm going to look under my right armpit. Yeah. You can drop that right heel a little bit. Taking 1 more very deep breath in. And then I'm going to look ahead to my left thumb and step my left foot up to meet it. I'm going to keep my left foot on the left side of my mat. My right heel is going to spin in and down. So my back foot's at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to set my feet up first for warrior 1. And then I'm going to start to lift my chest. I'm going to recheck that my left foot's over there to the left side of my mat and my right foot's on the right side of my mat. So once you've established your legs, inhale, arms up. Exhale, find the goalpost. We're almost done with this. Good. Take a deep breath here. And then exhale, you're just going to pull those elbows in. Breath here, right? So chest lifts, shoulders back, head is back. Exhale by pushing into that right heel, round through the back, chin to chest. Good. The only thing that changes is my arms and my spine. Long spine, elbows back, heart center lifts, shoulders back. Exhale, palms push forward, arms go straight, chin to the chest. 1 more. Inhale, pull back, and then exhale, round. Inhale, arms lift up. Good. Exhale, both hands come to the inside of that left foot. Just to save us some time, my right heel lifts, my right toes release. So I'm going to walk my left foot out a little bit more. I'm just going to angle my body so you can see. And I'm going to take my left toes, I'm going to turn them to a 45-degree angle, just like I did with my back foot. And then I'm going to stay here on my palms and just let my hips just marinate. So you may run into resistance here in the hips, right? You may feel a lot of tension. And so notice what you want to do, right? Notice what happens. Do you back away? Or do you lean in? Find your breath. If this feels okay, you can always come down to the forearms. We're going to stay here for 2 more breaths before we add on. That's it. Try to keep that chest lifted. You got it. Even if you're down on your forearms, there's still a little bit of a lift in the chest happening. Okay, so I'm going to actually turn my body around so you can see another perspective of this pose. So you're going to take a deep breath here. I'm shifting more of the weight to the base of my thigh, so I'm not on my right knee. I'm on the base of my right thigh. So from here, I may stay. I may reach around with my left hand, grab my right foot, and then I'm drawing my right foot back into my left hand to get a deeper stretch through the hip flexor. Alternatively, I'm coming to the outer edge of my left foot and pressing my left thigh away from me. That's it. Wherever you are, find a place that resonates with you. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, left palm down. Walk that left foot in. Find your downward facing dog. Take a few breaths, just recalibrate. We're almost there. So we just warmed up that right hip flexor even more. So we're ready for this pose. So we're going to inhale, lift the left leg up. And then slowly step the left foot up between the hands. From here, we're going to shift the left palm forward. We're going to start to bend the right knee. Maybe grab hold of the top of that right foot into our Chapasana, or you stay in Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon. And if you already did this side, do the other side. That's it. 1 more breath. Good. Inhale, right leg reaches back, right fingertips reach. Release your hands down, extending your right leg back, right knee comes down, left knee comes down. Find a child's pose. Okay, so from here, let's come forward onto our bellies. And you're going to come into a Sphinx pose for a moment. So my elbows are underneath my shoulders. I'm pulling my heart center forward. And then I'm going to take my right knee and I'm going to drag it all the way up towards my right arm. That's it. From here, I'm going to take my left arm. I'm going to thread it underneath my right. And I'm going to reach my right arm all the way over. Now, my right shoulder is not going to touch the mat behind me. It's just going to be a very casual untangling of the body here. Yes. Just let the right shoulder open. Let it just be heavy. One more breath. Good. And then slowly come all the way back around to the belly. Stack your right palm onto your left, forehead down, bend your knees, and then just let your legs go side to side like windshield wipers. And then we'll meet back in Sphinx pose, setting up for the next side. So, from here, take a deep breath in. And then as we exhale, we're just going to bring the left knee up now. So my left knee is just casually lifted. I'm going to take my right arm, I'm going to thread it underneath my left arm, just bring my right cheek down. And then I'm just going to keep rolling towards the back of my head. My left shoulder's not going to touch the mat. Maybe my left arm won't touch the mat as well. With no agenda for anything to land, but just to feel your body just unwinding and unraveling. Matters of the heart get us so bound up. That we find it hard to give and receive love. So many different capacities. So taking this opportunity to untangle the body. Let's stay here for another breath. And then coming all the way back to your belly. Stack your palms again. Bend the knees. Let your feet just go side to side. Palms under the shoulders. And then press it all the way back to a child's pose. Okay, walk your hands all the way up and back. And we're going to begin to close down our practice. And we're going to do one more heart opener called a hero's pose. And there's a few different ways we can do it. So I'm going to sit back on my heels and take my knees a little bit wider than hips distance apart. If you have any knee issues when you bend your knees, so when you flex your knees, then you can take a blanket maybe behind your kneecaps and sit back and just notice how that feels. So this is all about getting into the quads and the hip flexors, and then the further back you go with your body, the more you open up into the heart center. But for some of us, this is where we feel it. This is where we tap into those tight spaces. So if you have a little bit more to work with, you can stay here, or maybe you walk your hands back. I always like to lift up my butt, send it forward. So my butt's a little bit closer to my ankles rather than back over my heels. Now, some of you might even come down to the forearms, but if you decide to come down to the forearms, make sure that you're on both forearms, not one palm and not one forearm. So we want to be balanced here. And some of you might even lower the back of your head down. Now, if your knees lift up, then maybe you've gone too far. So make sure that you stay grounded and you don't feel any compression in your low back. This is all about moving into a space where perhaps we feel challenged, but we're not in pain. So no gripping, right? Keep the breath flowing. We're staying here for 2 more breaths. Breathe in and out, wherever you are, and in and out. If you're down on your back, start to make your way up to the forearms and then up to the palms. Take a deep breath here. Almost there. You're going to set your hips off to one side. And then you're going to grab your blanket, or if you have a couch cushion, and you're just going to roll it up and place it underneath your knees. Start to extend your legs long. And we're going to do a forward fold with a focus on just opening up the spine. We spent the whole class really opening up the front of the body. And so now we're just going to take some time to move inward with this quiet contraction of the body. So take a deep breath here. There's a bend in the knees here. And then exhale, just start to fold your upper body down towards your lower body. Draw the chin into the chest. Just allow the base of the spine all the way up to the neck, the back of the heart especially, just to shine open. If it feels good, you can rest your head anywhere. Maybe you add a prop. But just give your body a chance to feel a little bit more passive with this. Just stay here for another 2 to 3 breaths. And then we're going to roll it all the way up, already starting to feel like we're transitioning into our resting pose. So see if you can keep that blanket or cushion underneath the knees as you lower yourself all the way back to your final resting pose called Shavasana. And let yourself get really comfortable. So move any props off to the side. Allow your arms to just come out away from the body. Let your feet flop out. And once you feel supported, you can allow the eyes to close. And before you give yourself permission to be, just notice the effects of focusing this practice on opening up the heart with compassion, with curiosity, with kindness. That's what you showed yourself during this practice. Allow yourself to just be here. So if you have the time in a quiet home, please stay in your Shavasana to get the most out of this practice. And if your Shavasana is short today, that's okay too. Start to reach your arms all the way up and over the head, bend the knees, soles of the feet come down. And then gently just roll onto one side of the body and pause. Honor the time that you carved out for you. And as you press yourself up to a seated position, acknowledging that doing a practice like this where we slow down, when we turn inward, when we breathe more, when we begin to regulate our nervous system and tend to ourselves. This is a form of self-love. It's an expression of self-love. So as we bring the palms together and thumbs right into the heart space, just bow our heads here in gratitude for the chance to remember how good this feels to expand, to be able to break some barriers, to give more love and receive more love. Thank you for your presence. Namaste.